Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. Bitcoin is sitting at around 109,000 American dollars. It's nice to see us, friends, continuing that monthly action. Bitcoin towards its all-time high, very close to its record all-time high daily close. This is the daily chart of Bitcoin. We're taking a closer look down here. So this is the super trend. The super trend is still green. We're basically just jittering around in this area. It might be possible for us to pretty much do some little jittery action before we're ready to go up. We're going to wait and see, though. Of course, that's what we've been waiting literally forever. How much longer do we have to go? I've got some great news coming your way, friends. We're going to speak about Uncle Peter Schiff walking back his comments about underage girls, Michael Saylor. What's he talking about when it comes to the bear market? Is there going to be a bear market according to Michael Saylor? I've got a lot of cracker things coming here for you. But first, friends, let's actually go to the sexiest crypto of all, Ethereum, right now. Ethereum is showing strength. Ethereum is at 2,700. I know it's walking up slowly. That's because there's like a little bit of a disbelief rally. It's not even really a rally so far. It's just grinding up. Remember, this is the weekly chart of Ethereum. Didn't I tell you, friends? Remember, I told you when you see this, just watch out, bro. You don't want to be underexposed and short. You just don't. Not in crypto when weekly charts do this. All right. So this is Ethereum out here. Remember, the next CME gap is 3,200 American dollars. I can actually go. Let's take a quicker look so we can see the actual CME gap right here. There you go. So Ethereum's CME gap, right, to close it, $3,200 right here. That would be wonderful. Kind of funny, actually, there's another gap here, which I hope now we kind of close, but I'm not sure. Because we've got a gap here at 2,600. Does that mean BTC is going to have like one jittery move where it goes pop and then everything just comes back down? I don't know. Yes, 95% of these gaps fill. But if you want to know something interesting as well, we did a test. We did a test where statistically we checked before the CME opened for Bitcoin. We did weekend gaps. From 2009, whenever Bitcoin was released, up until 2017, right before the CME gap. And guess what? They all filled anyway. Yeah, which is interesting. So if you just literally, so whatever the crypto was doing on Saturday and Sunday, yes, the gap eventually ends up getting closed. That was before the CME was even up. So there's something interesting to think about, right? So here we have basically Ethereum. Everybody is short. I can tell you right now, they're all short. Average volume node is right here. Okay, that's their average price right there. Like, you just know, fans. Like, I'm telling you right now, they're all short. They're all underexposed. I mean, you have a perfect trap forming as well. Soylana's going to get an ETF approval, I think, in July next month. Okay, so SEC pretty much. So basically, no one wants to touch ETH, which is exactly where we want to be, right? Ethereum has like literally every single person in crypto is bearish Ethereum. Everyone. Don't listen to Twitter. Don't listen to any bullshit. Okay, they're all bearish on Ethereum. ETH BTC is low. Bitcoin dominance is very high. Soylana's getting an ETF. Everybody is losing their money, circling the drain on Soylana. They are sucking the toes of the LA vape cabal dudes. So they're doing all this weird homoerotic stuff while getting crushed and losing money. And they just love losing money to pass the hair freaks. So that's why everybody's totally fading Ethereum. Okay. And I mean, like Vitalik, Lord Vitalik, I know he was speaking telekinesis styles, but he literally just came out and said, yeah, we're going to try to scale up this thing 10x in the next year. But no one believes him, right? Because the price is low. So let's see what we have next. Let's check out the ETH BTC ratio. Still very low, but now it's up to 0.025. Friends, that's why I take a monthly chart here, because this thing's got to go back, bro. This thing, we got to reverse this thing. This is a literally abomination, right? When we get back here. So when we get back there, there's actually big stuff that can start to happen. People start to believe in crypto. People remember why they're in crypto in the first place. That's the first thing. The second thing we can get people to believe is my $10 trillion crypto industry target. That's what I believe we're going to, 10 trillion. This number, hopefully we do get this, right? A lot of the world assets are listed on the left. They're all giant compared to crypto, okay? We have meme coin SuperCycle, StableCoin SuperCycle, Bitcoin Treasury bubble, crypto IPO bubble. Right, so these are the themes I've written out here for you. The themes I've made these. I have coined all these, friends. Put these together here for you. Highest value content in crypto. I do this for you so you and I can crank it from time to time, like now. Man, I'm just wondering, friends, like, we're just running out of energy, bro. Just everything's just literally been garbage. Like, when people talk about, whoa, dude, there's stuff still moving, they find like one random $20 million market cap meme coin that's literally started by the cabal, who are literally actively dumping on you. It's kind of funny, friends. I saw this new trading platform, I think posted by Miles, okay? So Miles posted this, and like, he used this platform. It's meant to be AI. It like just checks coins. Okay, and he did analysis on that new like cat mask coin, and like the random account he ended up looking at. I was just like, I was watching it from bed. I'm just looking at the video, and he clicked on an account and had like all these red cells on it. Okay, so I showed the chart, and it was just all these red cells, you know. And what ends up happening is I think it ends up like I end up checking a bit out of it. I'm like, oh, a lot of the early people have been dumping on it. It's kind of sad, but that's just it is what it is, man. It's no different than anything else. Here I have the video right now. So this is it. If you see this cat mask coin, so you see this, friends, when this mask with the cat, oh, it's meant to be cute. Look at this, bang, bang, sell, 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 sell. So look at this, friends. This is a random, I don't know how it found out. These are KOL accounts. Literally KOL accounts have been dumping. See all these reds? They're literally KOL. So look at this, HUD in action. Were KOLs buying or selling this pump? Will the mask stay on? So it's interesting. So this is one KOL in there, probably has been shilling it, and yes, they've been dumping. But I'll tell you something now, friends, like this KOL stuff, it literally doesn't matter. I promise you, it does not matter. If you are checking out these like wallets, your wallet sniffing people's buttholes, there is no edge there, bro. I've seen it. Like let me basically shortcut every summary for you. Every single altcoin goes down. There you go. There you go. I don't even need to look at the data. Everything goes down. 99.99% of altcoins just go down. That's it. Okay, just like take profit immediately, sell on your 2x, and that's it. Just don't buy it on the dip. There you go. There you go. Problem solved. I'm not looking at the KOLs. I'm not looking at the on-chain. No one gives a shit. Okay, 99.9% go down. And guess what? Yeah, I'm going to be wrong about one. Who cares? You're going to miss it either anyway. Right? So, like, surprise, surprise, everything goes down. We know that now, though. That doesn't tell us anything. So, a lot of crypto is random. You know, a lot of crypto is random. When it comes to, say, Ethereum moving up with the business cycle, we're trying to see, right, is there value? Okay, obviously, PulseChain has value. PulseChain has value. We know it's undervalued. Memes, cults, religions, we know that. There are memes on PulseChain. We've got pDAI, StableCoin, SuperCycle, narrative, right? Unstable coin could go to zero for the third time, or it could pump 400x to $1. We don't know. Okay, so you have all these things and things moving around, but like, you see them right now, bro, everything just drops, but it's all a function of the business cycle, right? So, but here's the thing, okay? Like, let's be devil's advocate. It's nice for people to actually see it failing all the time visually. So they're like, oh, literally everything goes down. Everyone's always dumping on you. Yeah, but the friends, like all the successful coins, if it's gonna succeed, the crowd comes in and buys it after the insider KOLs or like, you know, the Dogecoin founder dumped anyway. Okay, but they only buy it up. Why? Because the business cycle is going up. Because the business cycle is taking all of us up. So pretty much, if you can predict where the business cycle is going to be in 6 months, you can predict 90% of altcoins. That's it. Yeah. So obviously, it stayed down for 31 months in a row. So all altcoins, 99% of altcoins have been absolutely garbage. Okay. And the people who are bragging about taking profits along the way, if you see them on Twitter and everything out here, yeah, they were dumping on everyone. Yeah, but that's it. But that's like that. Here's the thing. When you sell, that's the risk you take. You know, what if the business cycle went up? Then they would have been selling the bottoms. It just never happened. You know, we will see next cycle. There will be people buying Bitcoin too early. Okay, because maybe the business cycle is stronger than they think in the next cycle, right? Bitcoin diamonds. We'll be seeing people as well sell stuff too early. We will see that next cycle. There will be PTSD is now here forever. I mean, look, you're already seeing it, friends, in the stock market, right? Like people have PTSD from zombie virus, right? So in stocks, what do? That everyone living through zombie virus sold on Donald Trump taking things down. They just can't take it anymore. They just hate these fast crashes and stuff out here, right? So it's interesting how it's all going to play out. Now, where is Bitcoin going from here? Very interesting to think about this global liquidity cycle still cranking on around here. If we follow this weird fractal, the global liquidity, whatever, we hit 130 to 150K. Everyone's aiming for 150. Are we going to get it? I don't know. If you come and check out the BTC price on the daily here, and we put a nice little Fibonacci level, from the top to the bottom, it gets us around this 130. Okay, 130, that seems to be where that first part is going to be for the middle of this year. And then it's really going to be a game of how hard are your balls really ready to get kicked in. Because at this point, everyone, they're all going to be selling, friends. They'll be selling everything. Okay, well, they'll be selling every unlock. They're selling everything already, all right? They'll be selling it here. And then if we get something like that, they're all going to say it's over. They go, well, the cycle's over. I mean, like, here's October, the date everyone's waiting for, right? And then it might be a believer cycle where this happens and it gets them in. It does get them in and it just shocks them. Okay, so we don't know. We don't know. Everyone's just saying high price targets, but like talking about high price targets is one thing, and then sitting through corrections is a totally different story. We'll have to, I guess, play it as it comes. Now, I've been checking out Ethereum's price action here for you. Ethereum's price action has been creeping up very strong. The price action has been walking up. And this is how you know a big move is coming, because they always start off with little staircases up. Okay, they don't just start thrashing up. That's usually the end of the move when they start thrashing up. Okay, they start walking up. It's because why? Because weak hands, what happens is they're happy to sell every rally, so they're selling anything. So as soon as it goes up, they sell it down, sell it down, sell it down, right? But they're strong hands buying it and they're walking it up. Yeah, because if you want to buy a lot of Ethereum, you don't want to pay 4,000 for it. Like, look at BlackRock. They probably helped manipulating it down somehow to get it down to this price. They're not going to go start hitting market. The whole point of them to do that is so they can start chewing into it slowly, which is what they've probably been doing, what everybody has been doing, right? Or just strong hands. It doesn't even need to be a manipulation thing per se, just how markets move, right? So as that happens, eventually, though, you run out of the sellers. You just don't know when that point will be. Probably thinking around $3,000 ETH. Why? Because the CME gap's there. We know the highest volume node is there. We know all the cucks are short from there as well. My favorite uncle, friends, Uncle Peter Schiff, who is very popular at family barbecues. Don't sit on his lap. He has apologized for his comments about sexual activity with girls below the age. But nobody cares. Why is that? Well, it's because none of this compares to his Bitcoin FUD when it was $12. And then again at $3,000. All right. So here is, I'm going to show you Uncle Peter Schiff, our favorite uncle, and his posts right here. Uncle Peter Schiff, I deeply regret my posts, which caused offense and confusion. I want to clarify that while in college, I never engaged with sexual activity with anyone under 17. So he comes and apologizes out here. I unequivocally condemned Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and all exploitation of minors. His gains. Before that tweet, the worst tweet you ever had was passing up on Bitcoin at $5 or something. So as you can see, friends, it's kind of funny. We've never seen Uncle Peter Schiff walk back comments like this. I don't think you should have done it, Uncle Petey. I think he got a call from someone. Yeah, he should have left it. Okay, because it just plays into the whole boomer mentality. Your kids don't understand anything, and we knew he was joking. We're not even joking. We knew what he was saying. He was literally just making a joke, like, oh, if you're gonna use the word underage, if someone's 18 and someone's 17, technically that girl is 1 year underage. So there's a difference between. But just arguing with words, and then it's just, we're just watching it. And I was like, I was feeling bad, not for him or not for anyone reading it. I felt, man, can we just get a freaking crypto pump, bro? Like we got a side quest of Uncle Petey with underage talk. Like, come on, man. Like it's literally the universe will do everything possible to pump the narrative. Crypto accepted, SEC, Paulie Boo Atkins, Donald Trump, his sons, everyone loves it. Everyone's in StableCoin SuperCycle. It will literally do absolutely everything except make our bags go up. So maybe it's just a matter of time. Whatever. We've been waiting forever. Shout out to all my baby dolls in South Korea and all you StarCraft fans. South Korea's ruling party have introduced legislation to allow stablecoins. Once again, the term I coined, StableCoin SuperCycle, confirms every day. Okay, friends, I'm not even looking for this information. You know, it's literally just appearing. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's literally just thrashing itself at us. You know, that's why, friends. That's why when I make a lot of UFO video stuff, or you know, check out remote viewing, or just stuff on the bleeding edge of science. I go, there's stuff we don't really understand, okay? Because now that I'm looking for these things, it's almost like I've just got a satellite, okay? Pew, 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 like a lollipop satellite, an antenna, and now it's just like absorbing all this stuff, Okay, I find it strange because I'm tuning in into this stuff, but I just started taking note of all the junk I'm scrolling through on Twitter. It's insane, man. It's like, you know, go through 50 junk, 100 junk, 200 junk. Oh, wow, gem. You know, 50 junk, 100 junk, 200 junk. Oh, wow, gem. I'm posting here for you. That's on my Twitter, friend. My Twitter is literally the highest value content in crypto. I put the highest value stuff here, which we're going to go through as well. So also PulseChain, friends. PulseChain looking good here. These are the PulseChain prices. Pulse up 10%, right? pDAI up 8%. As you can see, because, you know, Ethereum's starting to move up. So we're toggling around from it. But we're waiting for that breakaway point, are we? So this is, thank you to Mr. HexJamHex putting all these videos of me. Oh, yeah, that's what it feels like, man. Every single day, bro. When the hell are you going to go up? So, yeah, but look, friends, I know we're going to go up very, very high because the most common question I am getting asked is when are you selling? Do we sell yet? What do we do? So, the fact I'm getting that is good. Eventually, though, I'm trying to make a note of this now, so I'm going to remind myself later. Eventually, those questions will stop, but no one's going to come to me and go, hey, we are the crowd. We haven't asked you when to take profit in 2 months. We are euphoric. No one says that, okay? They don't say that. It's like saying, hey, I'm the top. This is the top now. No one actually says that, okay? So we just have to be aware of that, and we'll see how it plays out. Continuing on now. A crypto founder was arrested in New York for allegedly using his crypto firm to funnel $530 million from sanctioned Russian banks into the US of A. So I don't know who this gentleman is. $530 million, but why I put this in, friends, is once again, StableCoin SuperCycle confirmed. So I'm not here I'm not a judge. I don't know every country's rules. I don't know who's on the sanction list, whatever. I'm telling you though, there is a product market fit for a native decentralized stablecoin with no blacklist function. Okay, there is. Because if there was one, these firms would be using it, wouldn't they? These banks would be using it because nobody can stop you. Because all they got to do is they go into ETH, they come swap into Pulse, and it'll be bonded to pDAI. Right? They just come swap into pDAI. All right, that's it. There you go. They put no one can stop it buying ETH. They can just go buy it from the exchanges, and they can go move their money in. They can do whatever. Nobody can stop it. So I'm not here to. I don't know about international law or who's fighting with who. I'm just telling you, there's a product market fit for this stuff. Okay. Now, here's the thing. We did use DAI, D-A-I, okay? Ethereum DAI, estrogen DAI. The thing about it, though, is during the zombie virus, it depegged, okay? But I think it depegged to $1.10. I think it actually depegged on the upside. So, and it took like a long time. It was not coming down, right? So what ended up happening was they ended up, so MakerDAO, they added USDC into the collateral because Ethereum was too volatile. It was just basically Ethereum in it, estrogen DAI, and then they added USDC into it. USDC has the blacklist function. So now 40% of the collateral of eDAI is USDC. Now they're obviously sunsetting it out. They've got now USDS, S for soy, and Soynet over there. So that's pretty much how the world is moving. But I'm wondering if Richard Hart's genius and or / Maria Glitter Pants can solve for this, okay? Can they do something which helps mitigate that? Maybe, man. Maybe the incentives, they just like have these different incentive mechanisms in case it depegs to the upside or the downside or whatever. Yeah, so eDAI, friends, went to like $1.10. And I can show you now on the chart here. So here it was. So eDAI went to, I don't know why it depegged 2019 November. Maybe something, I don't know if it's incorrect data, but yeah, here it is pretty much. It went, I think, on the day zombie virus hit $1.10, and it was like up here, and they finally, they had to do something out here just to fix it. So, but yeah, that's the problem, right? Because USDC has a blacklist function. If they really wanted to, they could literally just disable all of eDAI. There you go, 40% unbacked. Okay, you're fully backed. Now you're only 60% backed. Everyone get your money out. You know, it's pretty much over. They could do that. So yeah, I wonder how it's going to play out, friends. I think it's going to be great. We're going to play some angel music. We're going to spin our lollipops. Going to be great. Maybe it's going to be great. We'll see. A lot of uncertainties. The PulseChain PLS price still stuck in the channel in what seems like forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Seeing a lot of cope on the timeline. a lot of people saying, oh, Richard Hart failed, or we got scammed, all these other stuff out here. Yeah, and I'll tell you for like the 1000th time, bro. Richard doesn't control the business cycle. No one controls the business cycle, okay? It's a phenomenon, okay? We are an altcoin. And yeah, okay, so Richard's marketing was that he probably generally thought, yeah, we're better tech than Bitcoin and everything should hold up in a bear market. We didn't. Guess what? Nothing held up in a bear market. The only thing they held up in a bear market was BNB, because BNB have an actual unicorn business and they can do the buy and burn on their own token manually, which is what they do, okay? So nobody controls this. And we know, friends, statistically, Bitcoin is special, statistically, okay? Yeah, it's got no tech, but it's special. That's it. It goes up with the global M2 liquidity, okay? So it just has 89% correlation to it since 2013, past 11, 12 years, okay? Doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. No. But I'm just saying, like, it's probably good to bet on stuff like this, right? Continuing rather than changing, right? The trend. Altcoins follow the business cycle. Okay, now, here's the thing, man. Look how deep we are now, friends. Like, if based off the cycles, okay, if you go off our past 3 cycles, our top is meant to be literally April this year. We were meant to, like, if this was a normal business cycle from what we've seen before, it should have been like this. Crypto would have topped out here, and then that's it. ISM goes down. All right? We should have literally already topped out. Yeah? Based off timing. We're still down. No one could have predicted that. Okay? So, this, you know, what do you do now? I mean, like, you could G'd it out and sell. I'm not selling. I'm still holding. Okay? That's my plan. My plan is, remember, like, friends, that's why most people suck in markets and trading and investing, because it's hard enough to predict the price dimension by itself. That's tough enough, yeah? But if you're leverage trading and then you have put yourself a timer limit, now you have to predict price and the time dimension. Price and time, you're like, okay, now you've made it double difficult, okay? Price is hard enough as it is. So if you are willing to hold long-term forever, if you're just willing to hold that, okay? If you don't do leverage, you know what I mean? Then all you got to worry about is price. You just got to worry about price, okay? Which doesn't guarantee success, but now you see why long-term holders have like literally an 80 to 95% win rate, because they just hold long enough, okay? But if you're doing price and time, guess what? Your win rate's not 95%. It's literally more like 5%. More cracker news here for you. Societe Generale from France has launched a USD convertible, a new USD peg stablecoin on Ethereum and Soylana, with the Bank of New York as custodian. Once again, you say it, not me. With me now, StableCoin, SuperCycle. They're all launching stablecoins. All of them. Everyone wants to launch a stablecoin because they can't compete with Bitcoin store of value. We tried that 50,000 times, okay? No point making a new layer 1 chain. You know, Ethereum, Soylana is like too big, okay? So what are they doing? What's the lowest thing they can do to make money and reward everybody? Stablecoins. They collect your money. They give you yield on the crypto. That's it. They just give you bond yield, yeah? It's a bit just like a savings account. You hold it in your crypto. That's what they're doing. That's what Tether does. Tether have a 155 billion market cap now. They're making 6 billion a year. We don't know, like, why is Tether worth so much, bro? Your whole business can be literally stopped in 2 seconds, and everybody could just vulture it out. Yeah, everyone can vulture it out. Like, man, do you give a shit which stablecoin you really hold? No, it's whichever one gives you the highest yield. Okay. So, and let's say they're all like backed 1-to-1. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they're all, whichever gets the highest yield. Why would you hold Tether's 0% yield garbage if something else is giving you like 3%? Okay. So, it makes you think as well, Tether as well, on top of that, if they give you yield, that's less profit for them. So if they take your money, they go buy government bonds. Right now, they give you 0% yield. So they're collecting 6 billion a year. What if they have to give you 3% yield? Okay, now they're making 3 billion a year. What if they have to, what if they can only skim like 1/10 of the yield on top of it? What if they got to give you 4.5? What if, yeah, they give you 4.5, but they collect 5. Okay, but they have to give you that 4.5. Okay, now they're 6 billion profits down to 600 million. There you go, 90% wipeout. So I guess what everybody's, including myself, would be banking on is that no one understands this. this is the thing, friends. In markets, okay, you can't mid curve it, bro. So I know how this is gonna end. It's not gonna end good, but that doesn't stop us from being long. We know that the cycle is gonna form. You know that business cycle's low. So people don't want to take that risk right now. Yeah. So this is a perfect example because I'm using a stablecoin here. Okay, I'm using a stablecoin example, Tether. Okay. So right now we have not even seen crypto witness a high business cycle point. When it does, I guarantee you, friends, there's going to be people saying, no, Tether can solve it. Tether will have partnerships and they can make money elsewhere, and Tether can launch their own chain. I guarantee you we're going to have all these bullshit narratives. They can launch their own chain. They'll launch their own exchange. They'll launch their own token. They'll sell their stock. Just whatever it is that just like drums up the fever of the crowd. And I'm going to be like, don't buy it, don't buy it, don't buy it, don't buy it. I don't buy any of it. I'm not believing any of that bullshit. You're just going to suck a fat one sees in the bear market. But but we've got to get to that point though, right? Because right now the crowd's still skeptical on everything, okay? But I just want you to see. So that's why, friends, it's tough. If you're an engineer, you're a doctor, you basically do stuff that's very logical oriented, and there's problem and solution stuff out here. Markets, it's very hard for you, on average, this type of personality to succeed in markets. You can do it. Trust me, you're learning off me. Highest value content in crypto, all right? We're friends. But by default, what you're doing at work does not apply in crypto. In markets, see, I'm already telling you the thing's not going to work, but let's do it anyway. That's pretty much what I'm saying. It's kind of like imagine you're building a bridge out of matchsticks. Yeah, and I say, don't worry, the bridge is going to break one day, but let's build it out of matchsticks anyway. You'd never do that. It's like your whole brain is programmed to not do that. You know, because you know, oh, in the 5th year, this bridge built out of matchsticks is going to collapse. So I can't do it now. But in markets, like, you have to front run the crowd, okay? But that's the whole game, right? President Trump's CFTC nominee, Brian Quintenz, calls blockchain a society-shaping tech and urges clear crypto rules to keep the US ahead. So this is the CFTC. So I want to put this in, like, I feel frustrated with you because I'm like, bro, Trump likes it. His kids like it. Every single person in the US government likes crypto, right? Every single person. Up, down, left, right. No one hates us. Why are we still down here? The business cycle, bro. That's it. I told you. All the news is bullshit. Did I not tell you, friends? The news is fugazi. Who cares whether they like it or not, man? And by the way, we pumped when they all hated it the hardest. Yeah? When they all hated us, we were cranking. Now that they like us, we don't crank. Diminishing gains. We're becoming later in the cycle for adoption. $800 billion asset under management Bernstein reaffirms its $200,000 Bitcoin price forecast, labeling it high conviction but conservative. So I wonder what the crowd's average forecast is. You know, it's interesting just to obviously have a look at this stuff. This is BTC out here, friends. Remember, like, we're running out of candles for the year. Just to remind you of something, okay? I know this cycle's different and everything, but in our year so far, let's look at it. Okay, we have had 2 red months. Yeah, 2 red months and 3 green. Okay, so we'll just write this down. We've had, let's just do this here. We've had 2 red. Okay, we've had 3 green. Okay, now in the average of the past few cycles, we had about 3 red, and then once we had 6, which is the scam 2021 cycle. And the amount of green we had, yeah, it was about 9. All right. So how's this going to play out? You never know, man. It could just keep cranking in the year. We could have, green June, green July, green August. September's a blood moon, a red September. And then October, November, December blow off 3 months in a row, right? Where Bitcoin goes from the 100K, maybe goes up to 130, comes back to 100. And then October, November, December, it goes up to 250. Right? Just give you an example. So that's just one alternative, okay? I also want to remind you of something of this that I remember. In 2026, so the year after the Bitcoin halving, right, there were, I believe, 8 red candles, okay? In every single cycle, the year after, 2 years after the Bitcoin halving, okay? 8 red candles in the year that happened, you know? So, you might even say, so, Sommi, what about if, like, it's a bit of extended cycle? Yeah, Habibi, it is possible that, we are green for Bitcoin in like January and February, right? But then for the rest of the year, it's like red, 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 one green, red, one green. You know what I mean? Like that could happen as well. So those are just something I just wanted to keep them on point. And so what expect for this year, next year. But of course, when the time comes, no one's going to believe it because I will say this time is different. Okay, so we're just waiting for higher prices. Kevin Kelly predicts Bitcoin could hit 300,000 in 2025. And he added it to the Magnificent Seven. He says they're now called the Beautiful Eight. So he's like, this is pretty cool, friends. But like we got stock market guys who love Amazon and Google and Tesla. Now they're trying to put Bitcoin in that same camp, which is good, right? Because that means we're going to unlock higher price targets because a lot of the stock market guys, they got all the money, right? So they understand market caps. Yeah, they know, oh, Nvidia's, 3 trillion. That'll be a Bitcoin 150K. And then they can understand stuff like this, which is pretty good to come and buy the top for our bags. Michael Chad Saylor has told Jim Cramer that Apple should buy Bitcoin. Of course, Michael Saylor. Let me rewrite that here for you, friends. Man with 4% of circulating supply of a coin is telling the world's biggest company to buy his bags. That's what it literally is, okay? This is his reply here. The Apple buyback is not working right now. The company can leave it to earn a lot, or it can take some and integrate. It is not a badge of dishonor. It just isn't. Apple should buy Bitcoin. So obviously there's been some new updates on Apple's phone, which has been controversial. It's called the new Liquid Ass. I think some new liquid glass. This is someone actually playing with it out here. Liquid. I think it's a beta version as well. Man, it's just wild what people complain about, man. Like, all right, man, they'll fix it. Just like far out. Just like everyone's just like, oh, going nuts. But yeah, it is what it is. They're having this like liquid glass. Liquid. Kind of funny, man. They're going to charge a couple of grand for these phones. Yeah, Apple, man, you got to do some mad AI. Because like I said, Siri, you're a little hoe. She didn't reply this time. Okay, when I called her the SLUT, she said, I won't respond to that. Shut up, Siri. Then she doesn't tell me anything, man. If Siri does... Friends, I talk like I was dropped on my head 15 times as a baby and as a grown man. I type like that to ChatGPT. It knows what I'm talking about. I go, what do? How can go? I think I was making some cartoons, and instead of writing, I want them to be poppy, I wrote poopy, but I knew I was talking about poppy. So ChatGPT, we're gonna have some conversations. You know what I mean? I've got to change that language model. We got to get poopy back to the vernacular of it. But yeah, it knows. Siri doesn't know anything. Dude, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, can you repeat that again? AI doesn't ask me to do anything else. Doesn't ask me questions, bro. You're asking me questions? What I paid $3 grand for this shitty phone for? Apple, man, is Steve Jobs, friends, The guy never showered, which is true, by the way. You read all the accounts of Steve Jobs, they literally said he smelt like an unwashed, used CUNT. That's what he said. He never showered. He did not believe in showering. Yeah, but that's the price you pay, bro. They said he was the worst guy to work for, spoke to people like they were below him all the time. But yeah, look what he created. You know what I mean? And now you have Tim Apple. Totally different. London tech firm, the Smarter Web company, buys 45 Bitcoin for their treasury. So wonderful. Internationally, we are seeing the Bitcoin treasury bubble continue. A lot of companies add Bitcoin to the balance sheet and everything out here. We're going to probably see a lot, and then someone's going to make a giant move to do it. A big giant move. I believe that's how the cycle ends. So something where they're like, whoa, you guys are way too long Bitcoin. Or we have to see that and say that, but we're not there yet. Friends, I think this is Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyz Republic's Minister of Finance has endorsed USDKG, making a key milestone for compliant digital asset adoption. So I don't know if this is a stablecoin, but it looks like a USDKG, or it could be their fiat stablecoin. So it is stablecoin SuperCycle. It's their own stablecoin, but obviously it's third world country, I think. I'll shout out to everybody out there, friends. I don't know if it's third or second world, but we're seeing more of these things. Everyone just wants access to the stablecoins. Yeah, because they want to collect money and then just go buy the government treasuries and collect the yield for free. That's what they want. Eric and Donald Trump Jr. have backed American Bitcoin quietly. So American Bitcoin must be a company. They've accumulated 215 BTC since April. So $23 million worth. So that's why the Trumps were buying and they're telling everybody else to buy. Yeah, also, it's the shame on these Twitter cucks who are like, oh, thanks, Trump. It's like the price went down after I bought. What do you expect them to do, bro? You know how this game works. You understand? But yeah, it just shows. See, events, all these people, like, they have big KOL numbers and they're like posture like they're amazing. They're all short-term hand scum jeets. They're all pencil neck noodle arms, stand for nothing, believe in nothing, unpegged nipples, skipping leg day, painting their own fingernails, sucking the toes of the LA vape cabal, worshipping them. These types, all these soy scum, you are the ones complaining to the Trumps about it. It's you, okay? You're trash. Okay, you've literally, how have you been in crypto? You don't understand how the game works yet. You have to hold and play the whole cycle. Every single data point is pointing towards that. We're gonna make it, friends. We're gonna make it. Every time I see losers like this, when I breathe a sigh, I'm not like frustrated myself. I'm just thinking like, man, I hope I don't breed and have kids like that, dude. Like, I hope my offspring does not come out like yous. I don't want anything to do with yous, okay? I don't want your vibe. I don't want whatever you use, your little black cold soul, your paper hand Jeets, lettuce hand Larry, paper hand Pete. You literally can't hold onto anything. You can't hold onto a glorious lollipop in your hand, okay? The wind will just blow it away over your hand. Like this, these people stand for nothing, friends. This is TikTok brain rot generation. You can't even commit to a TV show for 23 minutes. You got to watch something for 2.3 seconds. Well, thank you for being the yield farm. You're going to come buy my bags at the top. Warning sign. I've put a warning sign here. 60% of Fortune 500 companies have adopted blockchain initiatives. Okay, so when they posted this, they said it was really bullish. And I'm like, okay, watch out. See, friends, I'm starting to put warning signs on stuff when people say, oh, this is amazing. It means we're later and later and later. You know what I mean? It's just showing you. Eventually, it's going to be like 80%. And then, yeah, everyone's gonna be like, oh, we can't go down. Everyone's in. I'm like, no, that's why we go down, because everyone's in. No one's going to listen, though, but, you know, I'm not going to be worried. The SEC has asked Soylana ETF issuers to submit amended forms within a week, potentially putting approval on track for July. So Soylana's going to get their ETF. I don't know why. I just got a feeling it's going to flop. I got a feeling it's going to flop because everyone has heard about it. Everyone's had all the time to get in. It's LA Vape Cabal, StableCoin, SuperCycle, Ethereum, BTC, just looking at everything else, real world assets. You have now PUI, you have other faster chains appearing now. It's just a matter of time before Phantom and Pump Fund's launching their own token, which is like also signifying an end of stuff on it. So we'll see. But yeah, I hope it does well. But actually, I could just show you the Sol ETH, otherwise known as a Soy ETH ratio. Everybody's still long this. We might get a pop-up on that ETF. And everyone thinks it's great. Everyone thinks it's going to be great and something's going to happen. Just because, friends, I've already told you, man, like, friends, people don't listen, okay? And that's okay they don't listen because they, like, you're going to come buy the bags, buy my bags at the top. That's good. But I've told them thousands of times, whatever pumps as a narrative in the Bitcoin halving year in 3 out of 3 occasions was unable to continue its pump in the year after. So 2012, 2016, 2020. The main theme of whatever caught everyone's attention could not carry over. In 2020, it was DeFi, okay? DeFi was literally totally wrecked and screwed in the year after. It never recovered. It looked like it was going to recover, but it never recovered, okay? What was happening in 2024? Soylana, up, down, left, right, Raul Powell, every major KOL. Soy's the future. $1,000 soy, $2,000 soy. I hope you all get it. I hope everybody in Soylana gets it. I'm just telling you right now, you're priced in as the favorite. Where's the edge? You could go and flip Ethereum. I'm just telling you, you're priced in as you're going to flip Ethereum. Michael Chad Saylor said Bitcoin's bear markets are over. Yeah, let's actually watch the video. He did say it, friends. Let's show it to you.
And at what point do we see, winter coming again? Because that's been a permanent fixture of this asset class, right? It's gone from 0 or 1,000 to 20, and then back down to 3 or 4, and then up to 50, and then back down to 15, and now up to 110. Like, when does it drop again?
Winter's not coming back. We're past that. We're past that phase. If Bitcoin's not going to 0, it's going to $1 million. And you have all the evidence you need to determine that, right? The President of the United States has determined he supports Bitcoin. The cabinet supports Bitcoin. Scott Bessent supports Bitcoin. Paul Atkins has shown himself to be an enthusiastic believer of Bitcoin and digital assets. Kentez at CFTC feels the same way. The banks are going to custody Bitcoin. Bitcoin has gotten through its riskiest period. The accounting has been corrected. There's now only 450 Bitcoin a day available for sale by natural sellers. That's the miners. At this level, that works out to about $50 million of Bitcoin available for sale every day. If that $50 million is bought, then the price has got to move up to find any seller that's price sensitive. Now, if you do the math, you'll actually see the Bitcoin Treasury companies by themselves are buying the entire natural supply.
Yeah. BlackRock
and the ETFs are buying another measure of that. And we've got nation state actors coming into the space. So I think when Bitcoin rallies, if it surges to 500,000 or $1 million, then maybe we could talk about it crashing down by $200,000 a coin. But at the current price levels, it only takes $50 million to turn the entire drive shaft of the crypto economy one turn. And you've got the Trump media organization announcing $2.5 billion. You've got GameStop announcing $500 million. You've got my company that's raising billions.
Very big news, right? Yeah, it is concerning, but it's starting to concern. This is not the end in this top, because you got to remember, right? The guy asking him this question. See this guy? See this, friends? This dude on the left. Okay, he's saying, "Oh, but we could go down." Skeptic, bear. The fact that he's asking that question, okay, it's telling you we got room to go a lot higher, right? They don't ask these questions at the top. At the top, let's say Bitcoin is 250K. They say, "Hey, Michael, do you think $13 million is a bit conservative now that we're here already?" And Michael Saylor might be like, "Yeah, I should go, instead of my Maxi position, I should upgrade my growth rate to double Maxi. We could hit 40 million instead." Which is, I'm not making that up. That's from his presentation slide. He had 3 slides. His position is Bitcoin Maxi, and then he has double Maxi and triple Maxi, and it increases the growth rates. So his Maxi is like it's tremendously high. So it's like a 20% long-term growth rate that we go down into. So we'll see. But like, when gold's growing at like 6 to 8% of the of whatever it is they're debasing money, we'll see. Hopefully we get there. But yeah, man, this is not when you see obviously like a dude saying a bear market's not coming back, dude. It's not coming back. But you gotta remember, no one believes him now. Okay, so what happens is, you will see as BTC goes up, okay, his popularity gains even more and his credibility gains more. And the crowd says, like, well, they're like saying, "Hey, who's this guy?" And he's like, "I told you there's no bear market. Bear markets are illegal, dude. We're never going down. We're literally never going down. This is stupid." And he'll be referencing all the people who doubted him here. And everyone who's been sitting on the sidelines has been watching and watching and watching and watching. And they're like, "Okay, finally, I've got to get in. I just got to get in. I've got to get in. There's no bear markets," right? And traditionally, that's where you have the top. Okay, so we'll see. We don't know what that price is though, right? Everyone's just guessing where that price is going to be. Billionaire Ray Dalio says Bitcoin is now emerging as a widely accepted currency around the world because its supply can't easily be increased. We've been telling, so this is Ray Dalio's things, is the big debt cycle. At the early stage of the big debt cycle, money is hard. Well, I know what is your favorite Pokemon, Uncle Ray? Metapod. Okay, Metapod uses the ability hardened. So he literally doesn't even attack you. He literally just hardens himself. Okay, thank you to all the Metapod maxis out there. So we've been telling Uncle Ray about Bitcoin since literally forever, $3,000. And he's always like, "Oh, Bitcoin is too risky." You gotta remember, bro, he's got like $70 billion, and in their world of boomers, reputation means everything. You know, they don't want to sound like a kook, right? So that's you know, but now it's like, can't wait. Oh yeah, Bitcoin's good money at $100,000. Bro, we told you about it at 3. Ah, man, that's don't worry. And raise early, by the way, compared to the other boomers. So you and I, we're still gonna make a fence. We're still cranking along. Maybe Bitcoin's going to do some jittery action around here. Maybe 105, 110, whatever. Or maybe just pops right up. Either way, Ethereum to 3,200. Let's go. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.